Greetings from Nova Scotia and welcome to my pantry tour. For those that don't know me, my name is Tracy. This is my channel from the hut, and I have a personal goal of spending $6,000 for our family of 5 for groceries for 2025. That works out to about $500 a month on average. Canning shelf. We have pickled carrots. We have green tomato chow. We have pickled peppers, red pepper spread. We have a relish, cowboy candy. It's just a sweet pickled jalapeno, marinated red peppers, one of my absolute favorites. This whole shelf is jams and relishes. I like to do up pantry baskets for friends and family for Christmas. So I do lots of different types of jam. So we have some grape jelly, some Haskap jam, dandelion jelly. That's a cantaloupe jam I made with Pomona's pectin, which is delicious. Blueberry, pineapple. I believe that's a nectarine and blueberry. And then we have all different types of relish. So I have some dill relish. I have some zucchini relish. I have a sweet green relish. And then I have another dill relish, but I want to use those couple jars up first because they are from last year. This shelf is pint jars again. The half pints are 5 deep and the pints and quarts are 4 deep. So we had dilly beans there, mock pineapple, that's zucchini that's canned with pineapple juice, canned corn. I froze all my corn this year because I didn't love the texture of the canned corn. So these are from last year, so we'll have to use those up first. Pickled beets. My husband loves pickled beets, so I always grow lots of beets for him. Most things on the shelf are things I've grown or bought on sale with seasonal produce. These are tomato sauces that I made last year from our homegrown tomatoes. There's a marinara in there. There's a garlic basil. This year I just did all crushed tomatoes, mostly because it was faster. We had about 200 pounds of tomatoes. Canned black beans, canned pinto beans, canned lentils. This is my first time doing these, but I think I'm going to just throw these in different sauces and stuff I make. Canned chickpeas will be used for hummus. We have some canned salmon and canned trout. I didn't do very many meats this year. Canned pork as well. We didn't really reach for them too much, so I did more vegetables this year than I did meat, but it is nice to have a few shelf-stable proteins. Then we are getting into quart jars, and these are all crushed tomatoes. I did a lot of crushed tomatoes this year. I forget exactly how many jars I did, but I think I did something like 40 liters of crushed tomatoes. So those are all along the bottom here. And then the rest of the tomatoes became home canned salsa. So this is my second canning shelf. This is homemade tomato soup that I made, which is nice to have some ready to eat meals. That's canned split pea soup, potatoes, pickled asparagus. Then I have my bread and butter pickles and my mustard pickles. Canned green beans. We froze some and canned some. I had tons of green beans in the garden this year. This is tomato juice. One I made last year. That's the one that's the solid color there. And then the other one I made this year using the juicer. They taste exactly the same. It's just so funny to me to see how much it settles in the jar. I have some home canned rhubarb juice and some sweet tea concentrate. And then we have canned grape juice. Those are from our grapes this year. I really liked having some juices over the winter last year. This is all applesauce. This is a blueberry applesauce. And then we have our apple juice that I did this year. And then we have soup. This is like a mirepoix that I made with a chicken base. We have leek and potato soup. And then this is all various broths that I have made. And then on this bottom shelf, we have our dill pickles. You can see they've already been sampled quite a bit. And then I just have some canned soup at the end. This is my cold room. So I just have some pumpkins, potatoes. We have some spaghetti squash. This is a mashed potato squash. More of that. Some sweet potatoes. More pumpkin and squash and more potatoes down there. There's a couple starting to sprout down there, so I'll have to use those up first. And then on this side, I just keep my canning supplies mostly, not much food. But then I have all my vinegar. I go through a lot of vinegar. And pumpkins. And then I have a couple condiments down here. I have a big thing of mustard left and a couple of ketchup. All right, this is my stand-up freezer that's in my basement. So I have like a fridge freezer upstairs, and then this is where the bulk of my freezer storage is. So we have lots and lots of bagged strawberries all the way to the back there. And these are all homegrown. We have lots of bricks of zucchini, also homegrown, and some spinach. I have some bought fruit. We have mangoes and blueberries. I bagged up a bunch of shredded cheese. I think I have 10 bags of it altogether for doing pizza nights, making super quick meals. I froze a couple of those cheese strings, 2 packages, because my kids want me to make pizza wontons. It's something I made last year. And then all back here are homegrown herbs I have frozen. And there's a whole turkey. Here we have some of those craft dips. We're going to boil those out over Christmas time. So I just froze a few of them. And then some sour cream as well. This is all chicken. Chicken's one of my absolute faves, so I always try to stock up when it's on sale. So this is all chicken breast, bone-in chicken breast, and then chicken legs, 2 packages of haddock, a whole chicken. This is a whole ham that I bought, but then I sliced it up, some pork chops, and I have some ground ham, and in the back there is ground deer from our deer from last year. My husband's still hunting, but we haven't got one this year yet. We'll see. It might not happen. We have 1 deer roast left. That's the sirloin. My husband puts this on the smoker, and it comes out just like pastrami. So good. Couple of ground beef. There's one in the tube. And then in the back here is a bunch of pogos that I bought back in May. So they came in great big boxes. I think there's 20 in each bag. So there's still 80 left. It's something we do kind of need to get through. Some homemade wontons, sausages, some wraps. Hopefully this isn't... I need to defrost this. Holy moly, look up here. This is home smoked bacon from our pork belly. And then what's back here? Oh, I have some pepperoni packs and a couple of tater tots. Okay, this shelf is all frozen veggies. We have frozen corn, frozen garlic scapes, green peas, and green beans. I think that's everything. And then in the basket here, we have a couple more pork bellies. Those are from last year. The rest of our pork roasts. And then I have all this ground pork I picked up from Gateway early in November. All right, and then on the door, we have all of our freezer jam. We're able to do enough freezer jam from our homegrown strawberries, which is awesome. And then I have a bunch of lard, a lot of lard. But that's great. Tea biscuits with lard are the best. Same with pie crust. This is frozen hummus that I bought at Flash Food. And I think I'm just going to throw it in soups and stuff. The kids were getting tired of this type of hummus. So yeah, I just froze it and I'll just throw it in soups. And then down here, this is all homemade lobster stock for when we get our lobsters back in May. And I just make a stock. And then when we have chowders through the winter, I add this. It adds such a nice flavor. All right, and this is our second cold room. This is the one that was here when we moved in. It's just tiny, and it doesn't get as cold as the other one because we're on the south side of the house now. So this is where I keep my onions and garlic. And I still haven't planted my garlic, but I'm hoping to do it on Wednesday. Yeah, it's really dark, but we got lots of onions and garlic. Definitely a year's supply. And some of the onions are homegrown, and some of them are purchased. And the last thing we have stored in the basement is canned fruit. We have pears and peaches, all bought on sale, of course. And these are the big cans. That is everything I have stored in our basement. And if you'd like to follow along, I will show you everything we have stored upstairs as well.